Welcome, lovers! I don't know what I'm doing, but you probably already knew that. So, I've got a couple of dog stories for you today. I always grew up with dogs, and for some reason they were always really smart and just really sneaky. So this is gonna be about that. So, when I was growing up and I was like really little, we started out with this little wiener dog named Rocky. My dad named him after Rocky Balboa, which is hilarious because he was like 10 inches tall. But, he always loved to eat anything that we would leave within the vicinity of his reach. So we always, we had to be careful where we left food. We had to make sure not to leave food on the tables that are next to the couch or on the kitchen table when we left a chair where he could move it. Because he was just always really sneaky in getting it. But my mom would make homemade jerky. Like, we had our own dehydrator, and it is the most delicious thing ever. But, my mom had made like a whole big bag of it for my dad because he was going to go on a road trip pretty soon because he went on trips a lot. So what my dad did after it was made was he put it on the desk in his workroom and pushed in the chair and closed the door. Or at least mostly closed the door. But he left to go to the gym or something, and he left the jerky unattended. And we all thought it would have been safe because it was on his desk, his chair was pushed in, and it was in his office. It was not safe. Our dog Rocky decided to stick his nose between the door until it opened. He walked up to my dad's swivel chair, somehow managed to turn it around, jumped up onto the chair, turned it back around, got onto his desk, and ate all of the jerky. It was like a pound of jerky, and he ate all of it, which he then proceeded to shit on my dad's desk, get back on the chair, turn it back around, and leave. I don't know how he did this. I don't think any of us know how he did this. But my dad came home and saw that there was just a pile of steaming shit on his desk and no jerky. So he was so mad. He literally picked him up by the skin on his back and threw him in the backyard. But when he went to tell the rest of the family, he told my mom about it, she just cracked up. It was so funny. It was, how did such a small dog accomplish this? I don't understand. But he was a really smart dog. I'm sure he pulled all sorts of other crap like that. That is just the one I remember most. Other than him shitting in my sister's school bag because he didn't want to get in trouble for shitting in the house. And one of the dogs that my parents still have now is Samson. And we got him just before I started going to public school. So one thing that he really loved to do was he loved to be on things that were warm and that were hot. So I would be sitting next to the back door doing my schoolwork when I was still homeschooled, and he would start scratching at the door, scratching and barking like he needed to go out. So I would get up and go to the back door and open it. But instead of going outside to go to the bathroom, he would run past me and jump into my school seat, the seat I always sat in to do my work. I'm assuming because it was warm, but I'd open the door and he just right past me, and I was like, what in the ever-loving hell? And I'd have to go back to my seat and be like, really? Really? And I'd have to pick him up, try to pick him up out of the seat, but I tried to pick him up and he'd start growling at me like he was gonna bite me, which he never did because he wasn't a bitey dog. But he would just growl intensely at me and I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. But anytime he decided he wanted to sit where I was sitting, he would just go to the door until I got up and just steal my fucking seat. It's an annoyingly smart dog. Annoyingly smart. But that's just a couple of silly stories I have for you about dogs that I have had before. And I don't know, maybe you've had some instances where your dogs were smarter than you for a little bit. So you could just share your stories if you want to. Hopefully this wasn't annoying to listen to for you. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Hey, and maybe I'll see you in the next video. So until then, I hope your day is as lovely as you are.